And then Cosmina was telling me, like, you crazy? Like, do you hear yourself? And I'm like, yeah, but it's you saying it, other people, because I was comparing myself to other people that were native here.
Yeah.
You can't do that. It's like, it's not one. An accent tells a story.
Brando, hey, let me tell you the truth. It's not about who you know, but who knows you. Brando, it's your story. You can rewrite it if you so choose. It's your life. You decide those moves. Brando, you want to talk about getting the bag? He built a 7-figure brand from scratch. Brando, it's the Brand Up podcast, but you already know. Enough talking, bro. Let's start this show. Brando.
An accent tells a story that's never about, you don't hide it.
Okay.
You never want to hide it, and you never want to, like some people ask me, because we came together, and some people would say, oh, but Marian, you don't have necessarily an accent, because Mina has a little bit thicker accent than you. And I'm like, yeah, because I was doing sometimes 20 to 50 calls a day. And when you speak face to face to somebody, you have body language and you can use your hands to express yourself, but you speak over the phone, completely different story, right? So then I was going back to Cosmina and I said the same thing, because she was struggling with, oh, but I have an accent. I don't know if people would listen to me. You do not teach English, number one. Two, it's not a bad thing to have an accent. An accent tells a story, and that is the most powerful way to connect with other people that one might be from a different country and they want to learn from you. And then three, you never want to, you should never try to hide it. No, in all my videos or in most of my videos, I say I'm Eastern European. I even make fun of our Eastern European way of, especially like men, we do not smile a lot. Like we always like serious and like, and I make fun of myself. So other people like, right? Like it's one of those, find something that your culture in El Salvador, right?
Yes.
Find something that people in El Salvador might have different from a Spanish English thing that maybe Dominicans don't have, maybe Mexicans don't have, maybe Guatemalans don't have.
Okay.
Right? Like things that are funny and secret. If you don't know what this is, what do? You go to ChatGPT and ask, give me 5 jokes or give me 5 funny things that I could say in my videos that relates back to my Spanish background from El Salvador, but it's related to our English communication. That it's right.
Okay.
Anything that you can imagine, you can tell ChatGPT. ChatGPT has to become your best friend.
Okay.
And again, you shouldn't try to hide it. That's number one. And then two, the reason that I asked you, because I see on your Instagram, your bio is in Spanish. Nothing wrong if you're trying to attract the Spanish audience, right? But if you're trying to attract an American, and let me explain what I mean by that. Remember I said beauty services, facials, lashes are not a necessity, are luxury services. So what does that mean? Somebody has to have a decent hire towards like a high salary, like upwards of, 60, 75, K a year to afford to come back. It's not about somebody coming once for a facial and once for lashes and then stop coming. The fact that you guys have this advantage of refills, right? It's a pay to play. It's business.
Yeah.
So you pay for one customer and that customer comes back, as long as you do a great job, comes back every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, for months to come, right? How long you been doing facials now?
No, I'm gonna have almost 3 months. It's like a very short time.
Yeah, she's
but
busy all day.
No, the reason I asked is
Saturday, yes.
in lashes, and you can write this down if you want. And I can send you the video.
Okay,
No,
perfect.
You don't have to spend. From time to time, maybe you check.
And because I love.
I know, but sometimes if it records and then maybe space or whatever, it shuts down. Just like every 10 minutes, kind of look. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I love this too because most of the Spanish people, they are it's not of the person. It's Spanish people that sometimes they are like, oh, you're speaking in English and you don't know how to speak. And that's why I wanted to take the video telling me speak English and put it on my story.
I understand. Let me stop you for a second.
Okay.
The only person that is allowed to comment and bother you is the person that takes their credit card and pays you for a facial or lashes. If that person says something in a comment, something like, and I guarantee you, and this is a lesson that I learned a little bit late, I would say. Nobody that has achieved more than you will comment negatively on if you do something bad, or if you do not something bad. If you do something, let's say you do a video and your accent is a little thicker, because you talking to me now, you might feel comfortable because we're both immigrants or whatever. You look at the camera, and then so many times you don't think, oh, who knows who's gonna watch the video, right? And most, how long you've been in Boston?
Almost 12 years.
So it's a long time, because what I've noticed is a lot of girls, they come and take the class, are mostly afraid to go on video because they have high school friends, college friends, all connected on their Instagrams and Facebook accounts, and they've never done a video before. And now all of a sudden, I remember somebody said, "Oh, what are you doing now? You're trying to be an influencer and go on stories and talk about it?" It's always the people that are below you that are gonna comment bad. Trust me. If you have, and you shouldn't focus on that. I've had one video, I can't remember, I think it was maybe 2 years ago. Because in all these years, I've never had one person comment saying something around the lines of like, "Oh, bro, you got, like, your accent is too thick," or whatever. Not even one. It was all in my head for all the time that I thought about. How many times, you have more followers than me?
And I have you.
On all of them. How many times you've never had one comment saying anything about? Of course, because you always lead with providing value in the form of a video. Nobody's gonna comment bad except your own community. Like, I have to agree. And if you feel more comfortable, block them.
I said yesterday.
If you feel more comfortable, in my opinion, I would not block them, and I would even respond back saying like, "Oh, thank you so much for taking the time to spend." But imagine how bad somebody's mental state has to be to take time to comment something negative. Like, if I see a video that I don't like, I just skip it. Huh? You should use it.
Yeah, every day. I will. He's using it every single day. And yeah, he was telling me. And even I didn't take the exam yet. I was supposed to take it on Friday, the esthetician board exam. But I just rescheduled for another day because I had to come here to the class.
Oh, you were supposed to have it this past Friday?
Yes, but I didn't do it. So I'm gonna have it in March 24. I put it.
You can use ChatGPT to help you summarize the things that you don't feel comfortable memorizing or whatever.
Yes, that's why he told me, and I said, I have the book. I'm gonna read the book.
But the book is not. The book is
Like.
Do you have it in PDF too?
No, only.
If you would have it in PDF, you could upload it to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And can let me go to Staples and pay $50. They'll scan it all.
Yeah, that's.
And then they'll.
Yes. So I'm gonna start using that. Yes.
But one thing that we have to talk about, it's gonna be a little bit tricky. You're gonna have to turn, if you plan to have both lashes and esthetician services, you will have to change a little bit your account into using the way Cosmina uses her account, meaning more attached to your name as a personal brand. Because if you have this one, it's good for esthetician services. But then if you add lashes as services, but the account, it's all optimized for esthetician services, it's a little confusing. Like, people won't be able to, they'll be able to, once they get to the account, the first thing that somebody does, like, you need 2 to 3 seconds to either win or lose a client when they online, especially on Instagram. So if your bio talks about esthetician services like facials and whatnot, the bio, we can even ask ChatGPT. I would change the username and the name into your personal name. And one quick tip, you have to forget about underscore, underlines, none of that. It affects in a bad way the SEO. SEO, it's search engine optimization.
Okay.
But if you switch it and you put your personal name, now any service that it's beauty related in the future that you decide to add, There's nothing wrong.
Okay, perfect. I will do that. You know what?
It's not necessarily that you have to do it now or tomorrow, but look at Cosmina's account, right? Like she does lashes, she does lash trainings, she has courses, podcasts. There's no problem if we add now a lash marketing class pretty soon. There's nothing. Even if she decides eventually to do Botox, let's say, it's still or eyebrows. It's still Cosmina, right? The account name, it's her name. Now, if she decides to sell real estate, she would have to change. It's a whole different industry.
Yeah.
So she would have to change. But you see what I mean? As long as you stay under the umbrella of beauty, you have to rebrand it, and it's the best to do it now when the account is small.
Yes.
Why? Because you might realize, let's say in a year, you really pop with the videos. If you're getting that amount of views with 100 followers, I guarantee you in 3 months, you'll get a lot of views because it means you're doing something right. I didn't really listen to all the videos that you created, but if you're getting that amount of views and you use no captions on the video, imagine talking in English and adding captions, you would triple, quadruple the amount of views at least. So what's gonna happen is in a year, you might realize, oh, goddamn, I get a lot of views. You might start getting approached by brands to sponsor one of your videos, the products, or even like, let's say I sell, and this happens more on TikTok than on Instagram, but the same videos, you can post them on TikTok. There's nothing, you don't have to do anything else. YouTube Shorts. And YouTube Shorts, in my opinion, it beats both Instagram and TikTok because it's search. YouTube is owned by Google.
Yes.
And you can title the videos in a way that you can not trick, but you get people that search for these kind of topics. Your video might come up first, and then in Shorts, you get a really high chance to boom, like really explode in views.
Brand up,